Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Parenting, Leading, and Teaching with Emotional Intelligence and Love. Today is Montessori Monday, and I have a special guest, Kat Kronenberg, and actually Kathryn, but she goes by Kat.
Yeah.
And she and I have connected, and we have a lot of synergy in the work that we do together. She is a author and she works in SEL, which, her and I both are very passionate about social and emotional learning. And social emotional learning is important and should come before academic learning because when children feel safe and respected, and learning comes with facility. Kat is a social and emotional author. She's an award-winning author, actually, and she's a speaker, and she is the founder of what we call the Live Big series. She's written children's books designed to help families believe that they're all extraordinary. Her best-selling books, Dream Big, Love Big, and Think Big. And now she has a new Live Big with Ketchum. And that's
Yeah.
coming, I guess it's just got published in August.
Yes. August 26th is its birthday.
Oh, that's so great. And I'm going to let her talk about that in a minute. Live Big with Ketchum. She's an inspiration to me as I'm a SEL author as well. She's earned the Moonbeam and Mom Choice Awards for her books. Her social emotional learning program is aligned with the curriculum that's used in schools across Texas. And all of you know that I'm a Texan, so very inspiring to me. Thank you for being with us and being on this show. My listeners are going to love to hear about your program, your books, and your journey to social emotional learning.
Yes, it kind of takes over your life. Thank you, Shawn, for having me. What an honor, because I think we're both equally passionate about helping children's families, educators, all of us get on the same page to live our best life through social emotional learning. And any
Yes,
kind of
absolutely.
we can come up with and find that we have found in our own life or others that really work. So
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
whole journey was at a symphony. I had my eyes closed, taking in the music, divine inspiration. It was like somebody whacked me over the head. Kat, you are meant to write books about the power of
Oh,
a smile to help people live their best life.
that's
Kind of
awesome.
it's comical because I was 40, knew zero about writing, never met an author. So it was overwhelming, but it wouldn't leave me alone. These stories had a life force of their own. They wanted to be written in the world.
Hmm.
I had a pretty hard childhood from 14 on. So I was old enough to know life just got really scary and hard and had no tools to get through it. So, kind of from 17 on, I lived with my eyes wide open, trying to figure out tools to turn the light
Hmm.
on, is kind of how I
Yeah.
explain it. Like when hard events come, it's almost like you get thrown into a dark, scary room alone. So, how do you find
Hmm.
a light switch and start living big again? These books are kind of my love note to the world to help kids,
Yeah.
families turn the light on and live big together. So,
Right. And I'm guessing teachers too, right? Can be
oh,
reading these books and have
educators
them
are my,
available.
yeah, educators are my heroes. Anybody in the school systems, what y'all do is so important. I try to make it easy on my website and my books to use the resources from these stories to have fun in the classroom living big together.
Yeah. I remember I was in Montessori for 35 years teaching, mostly lower and upper elementary, but mostly lower. It was the year, I guess it was like 1995. I remember when one of the parents came into up to the classroom or whatever. I was on the second floor. He was a professor in Houston and had read Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. He brought me a copy. And I was excited because there was like a terminology to use for what I felt like Montessori was offering that was maybe missing from a lot of traditional educational settings. Maria Montessori taught us to focus on building soft skills first, helping children from the inside out, right? And
Way to say it.
right. So it's all about, even with the toddlers, self-management, self-regulation, concentration, coordination. And when those things are in place, so we don't do really academics with toddlers. We have activities available to them that help them develop those skills. self-management of dressing and undressing. So now when they're confident, they can control their movements, they feel emotionally and socially safe, then they move into the next level and some of the academics begin. I love that turning point in my career where I was like, oh, I could use this book, to talk about how we're preparing children in Montessori for the world. What they experience in their childhood and social and emotional learning is going to have a big impact on who they become as adults. So
Yes.
yeah, I love that. And then I know you're talking about helping everybody live their best lives, right? And in Montessori, we call it reaching your full potential. The world is abundant, it's not scarce. If you have that mindset of safety and security, you can abundantly explore the world. But if you're always in fear and trauma, you see the world as scarce and don't want to engage. We want people to engage in the world and help it be joyful and dynamic. With your books, you have I'm in a theme of
Mhm.
I am extraordinary. So do you want to
Yes.
talk a little bit about how you feel that phrase helps build confidence, connection, and emotional strength?
There's so much to my world. A smile, as I define it, is seeing miracles in life every day. I call it our U-shaped bridge that connects that scared little girl to a girl who wants to live big, where she's not just
Mm,
in the chaos of the challenges and the uncertainty and the need for comfort, but that she
hmm
can just kind of smile big and have that feeling inside of knowing she is extraordinary. The chance
hmm
of any of us being here is a walking, talking miracle. 1 in 400 trillion chance to even be born. So I say we're all born extraordinary. And I love getting kids to pound their chests at school visits and really let themselves say it, feel it, believe it. When we get into that mindset of abundance and really believing it, it reframes a whole day. So
Yeah, it really does.
yeah.
Um,
So as an adult, I love re-reminding myself through my books. And if
Absolutely.
I can, because I had a lot of years where I lived scared and abundance was not coming my way. That little shift changes everything. If we can get that into kids' hearts young, where they really believe it and live with it, by it, through it every day, it's just
hmm
makes the magic of this lifetime more wondrous.
Yeah, that's so true. When I'm doing positive discipline trainings for parents, positive discipline was founded by Jane Nelson and Lynn Lott. Jane Nelson worked with a man who's no longer with us, but his name was Stephen Glenn. And he
Okay.
had an organization called Empowering Capable Young People. And one of the things that he said was, every birth, every newborn has the potential to be the world's most magnificent creature. It gives me chills because it's so true. The messages you're writing for children also apply to adults because our journey doesn't end until we're no longer here. How many times do I feel defeated as somebody who needs to market their material? It's a lot of work. There's also a lot of rejection and defeat. And so you're giving me a good reminder now, right now that it's okay to stay positive, see the world as abundant, and keep delivering your message because it's important.
It was pretty loud for you too.
hmm
Outcome is part of our business, but honoring it is most important.
yeah, I totally agree. It's nice for people like us to reach out.
Remind us we're not crazy, that saying yes to a dream does have value and meaning. And when the people around aren't in this world, you don't feel as crazy because it is what it is. And there's a lot of layers to this world.
Yeah, there
You
really
don't just
is.
write a book, there's 10 other things that have to happen every day.
Absolutely. Sounds like you shared your symphony epiphany,
That's a good
but
line.
there were struggles that led you to that personal journey from struggles to sparks. I don't know how much you would like to share, but any
That's a
words of
great
wisdom
question.
and inspiration for people. All of us have struggles day in and day out.
Yeah, that's a great question. There's about 10 different ways I can answer it. When I got whacked over the head, I knew nothing about writing books. I needed that power of my smile to build, succeed, fail, good writer, bad writer. What do you do with this crazy dream? It's like,
Right.
my husband being 40 and let go play football. Like, what? You're kind of like, this makes no sense. How do you honor that tap, it wanted to be written. So I started studying people and heroes. I started reading and meeting authors. One of my most powerful nuggets was Viktor Frankl.
I studied him in grad school.
Yeah, he's a hero to me. Survived a concentration camp, for those
Yeah.
that might not know. I lost a brother and a sister at a young age, and my parents shut down. And, woke me up that life is
Oh.
difficult and you have choices. This guy's life was
Mhm.
way harder than mine.
Uh,
He still found the choice. The original title of his book was Nevertheless, Say Yes to Life. I was living small, scared, and alone. I was kind of living no to the answer to life. And he really, like in my books, every animal, you watch it get to its yes, and there's a big yes on the page, which you would never know the psychology of that page,
mhm.
but it was the psychology of me becoming a writer. I
Uh-huh.
had to say yes to, okay, I'm going to write these books. Yes, I'm going to figure it out. Yes, I'm going to show up every day. Choose abundance. Choose to not live.
Yeah.
Choose to live big. So that one simple word, the power of a smile, are the skills that got me
Yeah.
from the symphony, the Epiphany Symphony, to an actual best-selling author that
Yeah.
loves watching kids connect with these messages. So
Yeah. And Viktor Frankl was such an inspiration, right? His message to us is you can choose.
don't deny the pain and heartache, which my family wanted to do. Just pretend it's not there and don't talk about your brother. But you got to talk about it. You got to look at it, stare it in the eye, hug it, and then say
Yeah.
yes. It was just a really good, simple bullseye that helped
Yeah.
me up and turn the light on.
Now we found another commonality.
Yeah, if you studied it,
Um,
you get it like I
yeah,
did.
my master's degree in transformational leadership and coaching is all about understanding yourself so you can understand others
Yeah.
in the perspective of developmental psychology, neuroscience, existential philosophy, positive psychology, and a couple other disciplines. Viktor Frankl was one person we studied.
Wow, I love your life. I love that you have all this knowledge. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's living that life of it's a mindset, right? So
Yeah.
everything flows together. I have Montessori, positive discipline, and tools from my master's program that align, picking and weaving those disciplines together. It's super fun.
Yes, that's
You are obviously a speaker and a storyteller. And do you want to talk about how you help children and adults catch that spark through your books, speaking engagements, and your presentations?
Yes, I would say getting to go do schools and really even adults and really kind of using my story in these books. I mean, just they're so fun. And in my books, you see animals. I use the science of animals getting to their best life to kind of encourage us as adults and even the children get to their best life. One of my favorite is foster homes and Title I schools,
Oh, nice.
kids that have been through a lot, alone. I did the older group of kids at a foster home here in Austin. One was trying to escape when I got there, but I shared the story, had this little girl holding her chest saying, I'm extraordinary. At the end, she came up to me with tears in her eyes and was like, you mean I can be a scientist? Like she had never heard
Oh,
that simple truth. Just to remind any age for me, for my keynotes, it's kind of what it's about. Life is hard. Scott Pett, the
hmm,
first line in his book, life is difficult. So what do? We can't whine. We've got to figure out how to use it and do good with it, like Viktor Frankl. It's super fun for me to kind of look people on the eye and get to connect because I do believe like these books are my lifeline. They really are a truth I believe in. Life is hard. I don't want people
yeah,
in the dark, scary rooms alone. Choose your heart. That's a good way to say it. All that stuff has been just another, you write a book that you don't know where it's going to lead. And it's been a really fun road turn to my career. So
yeah.
doing
Yeah,
that.
I love it. Such an inspiration that you had a vision of a story you wanted to tell, like I did, and got it down. But you've
It's
actually
just
moved
hard
on to
enough.
earning Moonbeam and Mom's Choice Awards, best-selling author titles. That's amazing. For the listeners, these books are the Live Big
Yeah.
series,
This
right?
one was
So,
born August 26th, and this was my first one. I tell kids books have birthdays. This one was born 2017. Then Love Big was born 2019, and Think Big was born
yeah,
during COVID. So
yeah, think
books
big,
have
and then
birthdays.
Live Big with Ketchum is your newest one. So I love that. All right, dream big,
Born
love big,
August.
think big, live big.
Yes.
So are there plans to write more?
You know, I did Live Big with Ketchum. I thought I was done because it's three powerful secrets. Dream big is smile big, and love big is share smiles. Think big is kind of inside smile, connect your head and your heart. Thought I was
Oh,
done.
good.
And then Ketchum, he's in all three books in the back matter and on my website. And you can kind of see the animals' hearts light up because there's a famous scientist, Carl Sagan, says that we're all made of stardust. We all have
Yeah,
I call it
yeah.
priceless, timeless treasure. It's that magic, the light we can find in the dark room. So you see Ketchum light up in each of the animals' hearts, but it's not talked about in the story. So he woke me up about a year ago, starting at 4 in the morning, and maybe a year and a half ago now, and woke me up every day till I found him. And now he has his own story that explains how this wondrous little love spark came to live in all our hearts.
Do you do any kind of coaching or consulting for parents or educators?
I'm always a yes to anything. I kind of
Okay.
make it up as I go because I believe so much in these books and stories.
All right.
I,
Awesome. Well, all of my listeners, Kat Kronenberg is KRONENBERG.com.
yes, ma'am.
So you can find her there. She has some media resources. You can find her books there. You can find her on LinkedIn as well. And of course, when you download this podcast, you'll have access to her links and website. Anything you would like to share before we close
Mm,
out here?
yeah, just what you're doing, social emotional learning. I would say, having not had social emotional learning at a young age, how vital it is. As an adult, we've got to keep social emotional learning so kids watch by example, whether it's my
It,
book, what you're doing, all of it
it,
needs to be a big focus. We all could grow
yeah.
up more.
There's so much focus starting at the elementary level on state tests in Texas, STAR. Oftentimes, the social emotional learning work and opportunities for social emotional learning and engagement kind of get put back on the back burner. But I believe that, spending time on that first and foremost, particularly in the beginning of the school year, kind of setting that tone and culture of your classroom really helps the children to be able to engage in the work better and perform better.
I'm so on you.
Joni, and being with us today. Let's stay in touch because the work will have some synergy.
Yes.
And I know that our listeners will be contacting you as well. So
Yay.
I'm
I'm
glad
in.
that you will be a resource for them. All
Thank you,
right.
and have a great day.
You too.
Bye bye.